And what are you going to do when that in those types when the words are cut so low? That does not have to be the truth. And I don't want you to just think that, especially not 100% of the time, because if you've been in a volatile relationship, I know congregation and family, somebody can support me on this, right? Yes.
Now, like I say, you in a relationship, you got family, they're digging in, or they're putting your business out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a different monster. And maybe you need to interact with something like that. I get it. I get it. Hey, man, you need to shut up or whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
But we're talking about what we normally see on a day-to-day basis. People that don't know each other interacting with each other in a negative way.
Yeah.
Why is it that we can't even have any self-control and
Mm.
self-accountability to sit and ignore people, ignore the foolishness?
Cain, again, that comes
You said
with
maturity?
maturity.
But
Yes. Yes,
but
even the
still,
older people. Yeah, but you have that self-reflection. You got to know yourself and know what limit that you can take. But somebody got to be the bigger person. If I'm with you and something going on with some people we don't even know, hey man, let's go on and go. No,
yeah.
I can't take this. No, no. Like you said, we doing good. You alive. Let's keep on moving. We don't have time for the nonsense.
Yeah.
And
And,
that's
and
the
you
maturity and
and
the self-reflection, brother.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And I'm gonna tell you what happens too. This is something that happens, I guess, in the midst of words. A lot of time, these words are going back and forth when drugs are involved, when alcohol is involved. That really throws you off your rocker. You're not thinking logically,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and sometimes so you talk to a drunk person and they
Mm,
say something crazy, they may, act a little different. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, and a person that's high off or whatever, they may act and react or whatever. But a sober person,
Kane, I just want to say this because you just made me think about something. Okay.
was a
You said drugs and alcohol. I'm just going to take it to this step right here. Okay. You and your girl, you and your wife, uh, y'all having an argument. It's still words. You arguing with that loved one or whoever, friend, whatever. Okay. But and we know in relationships and all of that, depending on what your relationship is, it can get heated. It can get downright nasty. Are you going to react to those words? I
that now,
did this. And
but
words can
remember,
cut deep. That's when, hey, because I know in my
be, be,
personal life, you know.
well, remember this. Those are two different situations.
Yeah, but
Remember, I'm talking about the people that you don't know versus the people you do know. Now, the people that you do know, you want that loyalty and respect from a person that you do know, and then they may say something or cut you deep with their words or whatever the case may be, because you have that loyalty and respect for that person. You don't think that they would do something like that.
yeah,
So that's when the emotions get involved and it gets heightened
okay.
because of people that you care about and you love.
Yes, yes, and love, but I'm tying both of those together. It doesn't even matter if it's a stranger
Okay.
or that person or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
your girl tell you, and y'all arguing. I wish I would have never left my ex. You ain't even that good. Boom. Are you
But
gonna
that but that
react?
that that would be her truth. So why would you
What
react to something that she
Kane?
says that's
You just
that
went
that's her
did
truth?
some Kane. You just went millennial man. I mean, just her
Millennium
truth,
nothing.
man. When people are arguing,
Yes, that's she really feels that way. She really feels that way.
it could be possible. It could be possible. But
She really
if
feels
if
that
you've
way.
been in relationship, I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
I
Any
know in
relationship. Any
relationships, yes,
relationship.
yes. When y'all
They
getting
bring out
down
the
to
things.
it, it does, and they could just say anything. It doesn't have to be true. It could be if you want to say that truth because that could be her truth. I don't like that. It's the
It
truth or not.
I don't think she's lying.
Look, I'll say
I just
this
don't
because
think I
she's
don't
with
think
you.
she's lying. I think she really thought about it and she just wanted to hurt you.
Yeah,
It's
Kane.
not a big deal.
Yeah,
It's not a big deal.
yeah, yeah. But Kane,
It's
you
not a
know,
big deal. That's why she didn't bring it up. But now
mhm.
she's bringing it up because she's mad at you.
Yes, but
You
Kane,
think she's just sitting
I
there lying?
no, Kane. They will say, people will say anything at times when it's a downright argument, especially when you're arguing with your uh a loved one. Let's just say that a loved one, and they know the words really don't pretty much affect you or whatever. And I go personal, like back on the day when I was married and all that stuff, and just getting into these arguments, and the lowest of the low things were said, and I know it wasn't true or whatever, but to get a reaction. At first, I used to react. And then it got to a point where, man, I done heard this, and now it's something new. I know it wasn't the truth, but it doesn't matter if it's the truth. It's just to get a reaction. And what are you going to do when that, in those types, when the words are cut so low? That does not have to be the truth. And I don't want you to just think that, especially not 100% of the time, because if you've been in a volatile relationship, I know congregation and family, somebody can support me on this right here. People say the worst things, but you got to be mature enough in yourself, especially in that dark, deep time right there. I don't have time for this. I can go. I can leave right now. I can regroup. Tabletop this. We don't heard the military. We'll table this. We'll come back later. And that's what you got to do. Now, that's different from just a total stranger, but putting it into the context of that relationship, because our relationships haven't been so great or whatever. But when you get into that nastiness or whatever, are you going to let those words get you out of your character? That's all.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know I rambled
I,
on that, Kane, but
yeah.
hey,
look,
woo!
look, look.
I might have got
So
emotional.
uh,
And forget all
maybe,
the
maybe.
Canaanites talking about facts or feelings, okay?
But yeah, you know what? I agree that words shouldn't bother you no matter who they come from.
Yeah, yeah,
Even if it's somebody you really care about. But I know it hits deep when it is somebody that you care about,
yes, true.
and they will say these different things. And then in those situations when they do say them, do you really forgive them after they say it? If they did say something that was a
Mm,
low blow,
mm-hmm.
do you really forgive them? Maybe you may walk away. You may not interact. You may, do a little cool off, walk away, go, get away so you know it won't get too heated. But do you really, you know, trust them afterwards? Like, even if they said, "I'm sorry for saying that. I didn't really mean it," no matter what the party is from the male or female. Do
Kane,
you? Do you? Do
let me
you?
tell you this. Hey, it
Do you?
depends on that. It depends on the
What it was? It
well,
depends on what it was.
it depends on now if it's a stranger, no, we're
No,
not
no, I'm
worried
talking
about
about
that.
the loved one. I'm talking
But
about
the
the loved
loved
one.
one, oh man, you got to take into effect what was said.
Yeah.
You do have to take into effect. And
Mhm.
please, you don't if you're this word, the love, love, you love that individual, um, take into account what they said, but don't if you're gonna stay with that individual, you got to throw it away. But it can stay with okay, this person did say this. Do you see a history of whatever was said, what that person said? Has the person who I'm with, has their character changed in this relationship to say this nasty, hurtful stuff to me? Have their character been changing? And I'll say this, and I'm not trying to get into these relationship things right here, but we know in relationship when uh our person that we're talking to has almost emotionally checked out of it. Okay. Things are different. Oh man, she done started wearing that old nice perfume that she haven't put on before. Now she going out and things are different. So now the arguments are getting longer. Now it's happening every day. It's more volatile. No, you don't. You if you're gonna stay in that relationship, you try to push that stuff away. You keep it in the back of the memory banks.
Dang.
Okay, history. But then number one thing is you got to talk about it. And before we get to that final thoughts, I need to know your answer on this one. What do you do in that situation?
I don't entertain it, man.
You
I
don't?
just don't entertain it, no matter who it's coming from.
Okay.
You know, because if it's a loved one,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm like, okay, you really feel that way? Okay, all right. So I know now, because if I match their energy, guaranteed it's going to be something crazy. So I'm not
Oh,
matching that
okay. I
energy.
don't want you to match it
Yeah,
there.
you
No,
see what
I
I'm
would
saying?
never match
So I'm
it
just
there.
gonna say, okay, is that how you feel? Is that how you really feel? Yes. Okay. All right. And then I make my decision on what I want to do in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If it's, if it's a family member, if it's a, somebody I'm dating or whatever, I make my decision and then we just move forward from there. But I don't need to heighten to their level. I don't need to do none of that.
Okay.
And if
Yeah.
it's somebody out in town,
Mm,
I definitely don't care about them.
no.
I don't care what they say. I
Yeah.
don't care if it's quote unquote disrespect. Whatever. I don't know what they got. I don't know what their motive is. I don't know any of that. So
Yes.
why even entertain any of that?
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to prove to anyone, because the only person that that's in my life, that those are the people, my family and loved ones and everything. Those are the people that really care. So
Yeah.
all these other people, why entertain it? That's how
Yeah.
I leave it.
Roger
So
that. And just final thoughts from me. Those words can cut hard, but they are words. Going back to what he said, we woke up this morning, we breathing, life is fine. You can always turn around and walk away. And please, people, family, congregation, don't get emotional. Turn around and walk away. That's it.
walk a- walk away. And I know we didn't talk about it, but all these people that get upset about issues in the community, people's opinion about different things, leave it at that. If you don't respect their opinion, leave them alone. That's it.
All
The
right.
uncomfortable truth.
Yes. Roger that.
Hey,
Shout out Canaan
baby.
Nights. Oh,
Disciples.
hey, oh, hey, hey, the cut.
On Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, all of them. All of them. So yeah, check us out, man. We're